This video is made with intention of being a no damage tutorial of the game. Feel free to use any of these strategies used in this video, but listen carefully before you can perform them successfully. Hello everybody.
Resident Evil.
This is a no save no damage run of Resident Evil HD Remaster. Getting the ending 5 with Jill Valentine. So as always, I just use the definition of the endings that the game gives you on the gallery part of the menu. So I'm playing on the simple Chinese version of the game because it's faster, the text scrolls faster. I'm pretty sure it's faster than the Japanese version or the Japanese text or language or however. Because it's not like it's a version of the game, right? So the game comes with different languages and you can change it. One of those languages is the Chinese, the simple Chinese. But yeah, so what I did right there is called stair skating, and it was invented on this game. What you have to do is when you are going up or going down a stair, you have to smash the run button. But there's another way to do it that it's easier. You have to like change the hotkeys or your controller, and it's allowed for speed runs and no damage runs as well on Team Hitless. But yeah, so anyway, I'm going to make a video explaining how you can change your hotkeys in order to use the right stick to stair skate. I'm pretty sure there are like 2 videos on YouTube that explain you, but I would just make another one. It's really handy to have another one, and I will make it on Spanish as well. But yeah, if you want to do it on the correct way, you can call it, you just smash the run button while you are going up or going down the stairs. In speedruns, there are different categories of this game, so there is one with the door skip mod, and there's another one that doesn't have the door skip mod. And the one with the door skip mod allows you to use that rebinding thing of your controller, just for the run button, right? Not for anything else. But yeah, it's pretty handy, because for no damage runs you will like restart a lot, to be honest, man. You will be restarting the game almost all the time. Sometimes for some stupid hit or some stupid crap or anything that can happen in this game. And find ways to make it faster, it's always good, it's always pretty handy. Also, I'm not... I think only on the best endings I will let the cutscenes roll. Because unfortunately on this game the cutscenes count as in the game time at the end of the game. I think it's the only Resident Evil game that the cutscenes counts as in-game time. But yeah, so that's the main reason I just skip the cutscenes. But for the best endings I will just let them. It's like, I really like the cutscenes, and for the best ending it's a really good way. Or it's a really good idea. On the graveyard you can kill both zombies. It's the safest way to deal with the graveyard, because you will be like going 3-4 more times to that part. And those zombies doesn't become Crimson Head. So on this game, if you kill a zombie, and if you don't decapitate the zombie, or you do not incinerate the zombie will become a Crimson Head when the time passes on the game. I don't know the certain amount that it must happen. It must pass through the game until the zombie can become a Crimson Head. I think it's 7 minutes, 10 minutes maybe. I'm not really sure how many times it is. And I think it depends on the part of the game, because on the laboratory they become faster Crimson Heads than on the mansion. But yeah, so on this game you can pick up a canteen, fuel it with kerosene, and use the lighter and the canteen with kerosene and incinerate zombies. And like that you can avoid Crimson Heads. But with this pattern that I'm using, you don't have to worry about Crimson Heads, at least not in Mansion, because we will just kill the certain zombies that won't be a problem later. It doesn't matter if they become a Crimson Head or not, because unfortunately in this game you cannot like 100% decapitate zombies with the shotgun. There's one zombie, or there's a few zombies that you will always decapitate, and this is one of them. For example, this zombie, you will always decapitate him if you aim up. But there are some other zombies that it's like RNG if you will decapitate them or not. And I found a really good trick in order to increase the chance of decapitating zombies with the shotgun. And it's like you have to shoot them as soon as they try to grab you. It's like a really good timing. I don't know if in this run it show me, or I can show it. But it just go like the zombie try to grab you, and you immediately shoot to their heads. You have to aim up, of course. So that dodge, it's more simple to perform it at 120 FPS than at 60 FPS. At 60 FPS it's harder, and that's another difference in this game, right? So at 120 FPS the game it's less complicated than at 60 FPS, and there's a lot of reason for that. So for example, at 120 FPS you can start skate fast. The enemy's behavior, it's like always the same. Not 100% the same, but it's more consistent than on 60 FPS. You can perform the quick shot very easily, and the dodges are less complicated as well. So 60 FPS is like a little harder, but it's not like a really big difference. It's just a little, to be honest, because I play this game in both FPS capped. So for this dog, just stay in the corner, shoot him, and then shoot him again. And as you can see, I canceled the recoil of the shotgun, and that's called the pump cancel. And I will make a video just playing that as well. Carsey has a video explaining how to perform the pump cancel. It just goes like this: you have to aim, shoot, and when the sound of the shoot triggers, you have to release the aim and shoot, and then press the D-pad up button, and then press aim and shoot again, and you will cancel the recoil, or you will make a pump cancel, and you are able to shoot faster. But you don't have to confuse this with the quick shot. The quick shot is very different, and the quick shot it cannot be performed with certain weapons. I think you can just perform the quick shot with the handgun and the magnum, and you can perform the pump cancel with the shotgun and the grenade launcher, and the rocket launcher, of course. But the rocket launcher is an infinite weapon, so it doesn't matter if you can perform it with the rocket launcher or not. But it's possible to perform with the rocket launcher. So the quick shot is the hardest strat you can perform. It's really fucking hard, but it's not necessary, to be honest. If you learn it, you will just use it on the 2 zombies that you kill in the graveyard, and that's it. So for another match run, it's not like mandatory to learn that. For the speed runs, it's mandatory, but for another match run, not. For another match run, it's mandatory to learn the pump cancel, because you will use it a lot, and it's very helpful for the Yawn fight. At least with my strat, right? Because my strat it depends on the pump cancel with Yawn on the Yawn fight. It's not impossible to defeat Yawn, no damage without the pump cancel, but it will take you more time, and it's a little riskier. It's easier if you learn the pump cancel. So the rocket launcher is in the same place as always. And Forrest won't wake up unless you go like at the end of that room. But it's not necessary, because at the end of that room I think there's just an herb. So just don't go to the end of that room. Not necessary. So the remake is like a combination of the arrange mode, original mode, and the revered mode of the classics. With more additions as well, of course. So right here there's a zombie trying to enter, but you just have to go to the first floor, don't worry about that zombie on the staircase. So this zombie, right now it's like chilling on the corner as you can see, but 90% of the time he will be on the stairs. When a zombie is on the stairs, the zombie will always vomit, won't grab. And if you staircase fast enough, the vomit won't hit you, right? Right there you have to make some item management. So the item management, it's not like... And the zombie changed his position right here, by the way. So the item management, it's not like really hard with Jill, because Jill has 8 item slots. But if you want to follow my route and my pathing, you have to follow what items I save and what items I pick up at what time and in what order, so you won't be out of space. With Chris is much more harder, so Chris is really important. How do you manage your items or your inventory? Right now it's like raining outside my house, so I'm sorry if you are hearing the raining, but the raining is relaxing, right? So maybe it will be cool, who knows. Oh yeah, by the way, so on hard difficulty is the same as Real Survivor. The only differences are that on hard difficulty you have auto aim and the item boxes are linked. So that's why I can like save whatever I want on whatever item box, and I would just use it on whatever item box I want as well. And I'm really shocked that almost no one made no damage runs on this difficulty, just on Real Survivor. Of course Real Survivor is harder, right? But I don't know why people didn't make a hard difficulty. Because on hard difficulty on Real Survivor, the enemies placements are the same, there's the same amount of enemies, and the enemies has the same amount of HP as well. There's the same ammo, everything is the same, just the things I mentioned before are different. But yeah, so on Team Hitless there's the hard difficulty category for no damage run, so that's why I started making it. So if you don't want to waste bullets on that zombie, you can just let him grab you, use a defense item, and you will have enough time to just pick up the missing notes and get out. Unless you are a little slower, the zombie will grab you when you are going out. So the zombies grabs works like this. If a zombie grabs you in front of you, you can use a defense item and it won't count as damage as long as you have a defense item. But if a zombie grabs you on your back, you are not able to use a defense item, and it will just bite you, and it will of course count as damage. And that zombie that I just used on defense item right now, you don't kill him. Because if you kill that zombie, he will become a Crimson Head, and when you come back from the garage house to the mansion. And it's not hard to dodge him if he's a Crimson Head, but you have to like go from point A to point B as fast as you can when you are on that hallway, or the Crimson Head will slash you in case you kill that zombie. And as I told you at the beginning of the run, I tried to not kill all the zombies, or at least not the zombies that I know can become a Crimson Head. It will be a problem after the game. I just kill the ones that I like won't meet again, or they will just despawn when hunters arrive to the mansion, because there are certain zombies that despawn when there are hunters on the game. But not all of them, right? So there are some certain zombies that can despawn. Doesn't matter if you kill them or not. So the puzzle, you have to move the large gear to the left twice, and then leave the puzzle. And then you will have access to this key that will give you access to the Yawn. to the Yawn and first encounter. It's not a fight because you cannot kill the Yawn right now. You can do two things with Yawn. You can just like bait him and get out, or you can you can inflict him damage, certain amount of damage, and a cutscene will trigger and you will be able to pick up Richard's assault shotgun. But to be honest with Jill, I don't see it necessary for any ending, not even for the best ending. Maybe for the real survival, but I'm not really sure. I don't think so. Or no, I think yeah. Yeah, for real survival it's kind of mandatory because you will need the assault shotgun for the Crimson Head on real survivor. But yeah, for hard difficulty it's not necessary. So just get out of the room, and Richard will always die. It doesn't matter if you fight Yawn or not. The only difference if you fight Yawn or not is that you can pick up the assault shotgun. So the zombie that we just dodged right now, outside this room, and do not kill him at the beginning of the game as well, because if you kill that zombie, he will become a Crimson Head when you are making this puzzle. Even before you are making this puzzle, after you defeat Yawn, or you dodge the Yawn, this zombie will be a Crimson Head, and the bald one as well. So that's why I don't kill those zombies. That zombie doesn't become a Crimson Head. I think maybe he can become a Crimson Head, but it's like 70 minutes of game time right now, so and he didn't become a Crimson Head, so maybe if you would take like 20 minutes or half an hour, he will be a Crimson Head. I never tested, to be honest. It never took me so long to get to this part. So this part is not necessary if you don't want to pick up the Magnum. The Magnum, it's like very helpful against the dogs, and just for that it's also helpful for the Lisa fight, but it's more helpful for the dogs, to be honest. You can exchange the Magnum and pick up the assault shotgun from Richard if you want, and it will work better and it will save you some time. But I just like to pick up the Magnum because it's pretty simple to pick up the Magnum. The bee that sting you on the cutscene, it doesn't count as damage. It will only count as damage if it stings you after the cutscene. So, but it will only sting you if you stay in that room long enough. Like if you just get out as fast as you can, it will never sting you. I think I didn't explain you about the movement of this game. So this game has two different kind of controls, the classic and the alternate, or I think it's called original and alternate. But so the first type of control, it's the same as on the classic one. So the D-pad is the movement and the stand control movement, and the alternate controller is the only thing that adds, it's that you can move your character with the left stick, but the movement with the left stick, it's completely different to a D-pad or a tank control movement. It's like with the left stick you can make like a really simple 360 movements or 180 or really good curves. It's pretty helpful for some parts, but it can throw you very easily in some parts because the left stick's movement works with the camera, so it depends which camera you are on, it will move differently. It's not like on the D-pad that the up button on the D-pad, it will always make you run straight, right? With the left stick's completely different. So the best thing, and what I recommend, is to learn to use both of them. Know where to use the left stick and know where to use the D-pad. The best thing is a combination of both. So for the Crimson Head, on the cutscene, Jill will always take some distance between you and the Crimson Head, so just equip the grenade launcher as soon as the cutscene ends. And when the Crimson Head When the fight starts, the Crimson Head will always walk. It won't run at the beginning. And then just do that. Wait until the Crimson Head stand up and shoot again. It can take you up to 4 grenade launcher to kill the Crimson Head, but most of the time it's 3. And sometimes he can tank explosive rounds, so sometimes he will be like... He will be standing up and you will throw him one explosive round and he won't fall down and will start running. But you have enough space and enough time to shoot another explosive round, even if you don't make the pump cancel. And it's not possible that he can tank 2 explosive rounds at once. He will fall down with the second one every time. And most of the time he tanks the explosive round just when he's about to die, I think. On my next rounds I like to bring the shotgun here because I just use 3 explosive rounds and finish the Crimson Head with the shotgun. Because if the Crimson Head takes 4 explosive rounds, it's because after the 3rd explosive rounds it's like 10% HP or less. So it's not really worth it to use 1 explosive round. But anyway, it's not like you need explosive rounds in the game, so it's up to you what you want to use and what you want to save. But that explosive round, I won't use it anymore. So right here, it's not necessary to walk on this line. It's just necessary to walk while you are on the middle of the cross. Right here is necessary to walk, and after you change the camera, right there you can start running. I walked the whole time because these are my first runs, so I didn't have enough experience in this game, and I didn't know if I can run on certain places. But right here is the Magnum, so that's why I'm coming here. You can also kill the crows with the shotgun if you want, but I don't see it like necessary because the first time you will pass through this cemetery, there will be zombies, no more crows, and it's not like so hard to dodge them, not even the zombies. Oh yeah, and I forget, the Magnum is also pretty useful against the first release encounter, not just the second one. Because the first release encounter has three strats to avoid Lisa. The first one, you have to shoot Lisa 1 time with the Magnum and then run straight until you get close to the wall and then get out. That's the safest strat of the 3 of them. The second one is you have to shoot him 3 times with the shotgun and then run and get out. And the third one is that you have to perform the speedrun dodge. That is not really hard to perform, but if you fuck up a little the moment, Lisa will attack you. It will inflict you damage, of course. So the best strat is just 1 Magnum shot and run straight. And I use that strat on all my runs, so you will see it right now. And it's not like the speedrun strat will save you a lot of time, it will just save you like 3 seconds, something like that, in comparison with the 1 Magnum bullet strat. So this cutscene is not possible to skip. There are some cutscenes in this game that you are forced to watch, you cannot skip them. This is one of them. So as soon as you regain control of Jill, pause, equip the Magnum, aim, shoot and pause as fast as you can. And equip the Magnum and run straight until you get close to the wall. And maybe you see it, but Lisa tried to attack me, but she wasn't able to hit me. because I was still close to the wall, so there wasn't enough space. That's the safest strategy I find, and I'm pretty sure this strat that lock my make or create. And look, it's a runner from Team Hitless. They also make a Resi 1 hard difficulty, no damage run and secure runs if I'm not wrong, or Resi 2. Pretty good runner, so you should check their channel. So right here, cutscene, you skip the cutscene, pause, equip the magnum and pause, aim and shoot, and then start walking backwards. And then aim and wait for the dogs. The dogs will always come to you. So there are plenty of things that can happen right here. One, you can shoot 2 dogs with just 1 bullet. The other thing that can happen is that a door can jump you like instantly and be really fucking close to you. That happened on one of my endings. I'm not really sure on which one. I think it's on the ending 2 or 3. It's pretty scary, to be honest, but it never happened to me that a dog bite me. Most of the time it will be like it happened right now. Like you have to waste 3 magnum bullets. 1 bullet for each dog. Because there are just 3 dogs on that part, by the way. So this part, remember this part of the game. This part when we have to backtrack to the mansion, it will be full of snakes. And that's the worst part of the game. That's the section of the game that will kill more runs. At least for me, it killed more runs. It killed like the 50-60% of the runs I make. Just those stupid snakes. The snakes right here, I'm not really sure if they can bite you. But I never stop to figure it out or find out. Just run. So for the guardhouse section of the game, you just need the handgun. Save everything else. And maybe you wonder why the handgun. The handgun is necessary because we will be killing the sharks in the basement. One shark will be done with the self-defense gun and the other one with the handgun. So this part I figured out that it works better on 120 FPS than on 60 FPS. It's like on 60 FPS the spider behave differently. But at 120 FPS like always consistent. That dodge. The main key for that room is that you enter and get out of the room as fast as you can. Do not waste time. It also works at 60 FPS, but as I told you, it's more consistent at 120 FPS. So if your computer is able to play this game or to execute this game at 120 FPS, you should take advantage of that. In order to play at 120 FPS, you just have to mark, or you just have to go to the video options of the game and put the frame rate variable instead of 60. And the game will automatically cap to 120 FPS, not to 60. So right here, I don't know what the fuck am I doing, dude. Oh yeah, I think I'm trying to equip the electric defense item. So what you have to do here is lure the zombie until the end of the bathroom and then use the defense item and get out. You cannot like use the defense item as soon as the zombie enters because you have to wait until the door fully closes before you can use the door. Because if the door is still on the animation that it's opening or it's closing, the game doesn't allow you to use the door. So that's why I like walk backwards and give the zombie enough time to grab me. And it's mandatory to do that strat, because if you don't lure the zombie inside the bathroom, the zombie will be on the room and you have to or kill or to dodge that zombie. So there's another important thing about zombies. If you run, if a zombie is not facing you, so you are like looking the zombie's back, you can run straight and the zombie will make a 180-degree grab, but it's like you have iframes, or the zombie is not allowed to grab you with the 180. I think it works on 90% of the zombies on this game, or 100 maybe. But it's pretty scary, to be honest. So this section of the game is completely changed on the remake, it's not like on the classic. Now the sharks are really scary. In the classic they were a joke. In the remake it's not like that. So there's a strat that you can dodge both sharks, but it needs a really good movement. So what I like to do is just equip the self-defense guns after the cutscene, and then get out of the room, and then equip the handgun and re-enter, and take advantage of the auto-aim and shoot. The second shot will take between 6 to 8 shots to die. Almost all the time will be 6. But yeah, so I forget to mention about something really important in this game. It's that if you are equipped with a weapon, your character will run slower. So that's why I always unequip the weapon I'm using or are used before, because you run faster when you are without a weapon. But this doesn't count with the knife. If you're equipped with the knife, you have the same speed. So the puzzle break here is pretty simple. First, on the right, you have to use the panel on the right, then on the left. Then you have to go to the oil pressure. And the oil pressure number button, it's always random, it's not the same. But it's better to just try it. If it's 1, it's 2, or it's 3. Most of the time you will get it on the second try, or even on the first try if you're lucky enough. I didn't have enough luck right here. I make it on the first try. But yeah, after that you just have to go back to the right panel, and then to the left one, and then to the one that is on the middle, and that's the puzzle. Don't take so much time on this part, because Neptune can break through the window and it's GG. It counts as a death. So there are two things you can do here as well. You can do what I will do. You control the panel and then activate the electricity and you will electrocute Neptune. But I cannot pronounce electrocute. And this seems my Inferno run, but yeah. And the second strat is just to dodge the Neptune and go directly to the key. The second one is a speedrun strat. It's not so hard to perform, but if you fuck up a little the moment, again, Neptune will eat you and it's GG. It counts as a death, not as damage. So I don't really recommend perform the speedrun strat. It's better to just roll the panel and activate the electricity. So the bees on this section can sting you if you stay long enough. So just try to make this part fast. And this puzzle is random, again. It's not always the same. It's a combination of 3, 5, 6 on the buttons. And this room is not necessary if you want to kill the Plant 42, like with your weapons, right? But I like to kill the Plant 42 on hard difficulty and on Real Survivor with the Bejolt, because it's the safest strat. Because unfortunately on hard difficulty and Real Survivor you are not able to find flame rounds before the Plant 42. Because Plant 42, like on the original game, it can die with just 3 flame rounds. But on the remake you are not able to find flame rounds on hard difficulty and Real Survivor before the Plant 42. On normal difficulty and below you can find flame rounds. But not on hard difficulty and Real Survivor, unfortunately. And the visual goes like this. You have to pick up the 3 bottles. Fill 2 bottles with water and 1 bottle with the number 3. Then combine the number 3 with the water, it will become a number 4. Then equip a number 6. Combine the number 4 with the number 6. Then fill a bottle with the number 6 again. And combine the number 6 with the water, it will become a 7. You can combine the 10 with the 7. And then equip, I don't know how I say equip. Then take one number 3. And combine the 17 with the 3 and you have the Vigil. The Vigil is the number 20. And I don't know if they are bees, right? I think they are swamps or I don't know. Or swabs. I don't know how to call that insect. But I like to call them bees. I'm sorry if it's not the real word for those kind of insects. So by the way, if you want the customs for Jill, this custom, it only needs to play one time the game, to beat one time the game. And for the Resident Evil 3 custom, you have to beat the game twice on the same save file. And for the BSAA custom, I'm not really sure. I think it just comes with the game. Yeah, I think it comes with the HD Remaster. You don't have to do anything to use that custom. I'm pretty sure it's like that. So the hardest custom to get is the Resident Evil 3. But you can get it on even on very easy difficulty. It's not necessary to play hard to get that custom. So if you use the Vigil with Jill, you don't have to fight the Plant 42 at all. Barry will kill the Plant 42 with the flamethrower on a cutscene. So instead of flame rounds on hard difficulty and real survivor, you can use the shotgun or the handgun. But the strats are completely different for the shotgun, and it's completely different for the handgun. And it's completely different for the knife as well, because you can kill the Plant 42 with the knife. No damage if you want. So for the hard difficulty category, on a damage run, I will make the 6 endings of each character, so it will be a total of 12 runs, 6 for Jill and 6 for Chris. But for the real survivor mode and invisible enemy mode, I will just make the worst ending, so the ending 6, and the best ending, the ending 1, for each character. So for real survivor will be 4 runs, and for invisible enemy will be 4. So for this section you need to save the handgun, pick up the magnum, the shotgun shells, the grenade launcher, and equip the grenade launcher with acid rounds. Now it comes the hardest part of the run, or one of the hardest parts of the run. A run killer, I like to call it. You enter to this room, equip the magnum, aim and shoot, and just keep aiming. The second dog will come down and then shoot again. That second dog can sometimes jump. If it jumps, just wait until the dog lands and then you shoot. Because sometimes you won't kill the dog when it's middle of the jump. Right here, start running straight, make a curve, and when you arrive to this corner, stop, equip the shotgun and shoot. Then bait these snakes. And that was a really weird RNG, because just one snake jumped, the other 2 didn't jump. And thankfully they didn't bite me. So I was able to just keep running and that's it. But I didn't kill them, so when I come back to this part it will be like not so hard, but you have to keep in mind if you kill the snakes or not, in order to perform the dodge or not. You can even kill the snake on the corner with the handgun if you want, but it will take you like 2 or 3 bullets of the handgun. So it's better to just use the shotgun for that part. And the reason I bring the grenade launcher is because, well, I will explain you later, because things happen so fast right here. So when you enter this room, stick close to the right wall, aim and shoot. So the hunter 90% of the time will die with just one acid round, and the second one just shoot him with the magnum, and if he doesn't die, just prepare the shotgun. So the reason I bring the grenade launcher is because sometimes the hunter doesn't die with just one magnum round, but when I was making this run, I think that the hunter can always die with just one acid round. So that's why I bring the grenade launcher, but then I figured out that the hunter can tank one acid round. So it doesn't matter if you use the magnum or or the grenade launcher, but I like to use the grenade launcher because I have memories of the classic, and on the classic I use the acid rounds for hunters and explosive rounds as well. But you can use you can even use the shotgun if you want. But the best thing you can do is use one acid round. If the hunter is still alive, terminate the hunter with the shotgun, and it's the same with the magnum. If one magnum bullet doesn't kill them, just terminate them with the shotgun. Because it's not worth it to use 2 magnum bullets or 2 acid rounds on just one hunter. It's a waste of ammo. And keep in mind that you need 4 acid rounds for the Yawn fight, and 1 more acid round for the last hunter that is on the hallway before going to the courtyard. Oh yeah, by the way, the performance on those spiders is 100% consistent, so don't worry about going to spit acid to you or not. And it's not necessary to kill those spiders. It's 100% consistent. In all the runs I make, they never attack me or spit me acid. And I like to kill those zombies because I just want a free pass on this part. And the second zombie will almost always die with just 1 shotgun shell. And of course it's not necessary to decapitate them because you won't come back to this part. But it feels good to decapitate zombies, right? So if you want, you can go and do it. So there's a speedrun dodge on this section, and it's 99% consistent. But because of the other 1%, I stopped doing it. Because I'm like more than in the middle of the run. So one time I lost a run because I don't know if I make the dodge wrong, but the zombie grabbed me instantly. So, and it depends on the FPS as well. So since that time I like to or kill him or dodge him, but it's on a slow way, not the fastest way. So for the ending 5, and I think it's also known as the bad ending 1, you have to pick up both gems, the red one and the yellow one. And when you pick up the yellow gem, 2 hunters will trigger on the room below. But if you don't pick up the yellow gem, the hunters won't ever trigger. Or won't trigger, I'm sorry. They only trigger if you pick up the yellow gem. Alright, there I'm trolling, man. I didn't know how to do this puzzle correctly, so that's why I'm like losing a lot of time. Damn that. Dude, I can't believe I waste like 2 minutes on this room. Oh my god, I keep losing time. This is so stupid. The best thing you can do is that push fully the furniture, and that will give you enough time to climb that thing and pick up the yellow gem. That's what I do on my next runs. That I need the yellow gem. I can't believe I just fucked up like this, man. Wow, dude, I'm wasting a lot of time right here. Well, you can do that as well. But yeah, practice a little that puzzle, so you won't waste time like me. So we need to make a little item management right here. You save the red book. And I think on this run I fucked up and I saved the yellow gem. Let me remember. You save the shotgun shells. The shotgun. Let's see. You have to pick up the crank, of course, and stay with the battery. Let's see. I think, yeah. No, yeah, I did it good on this. There's a run that I saved the yellow gem. That you don't have to save the yellow gem because you have to use the yellow gem on this room, on the white tiger room. And I'm pretty sure on one of my runs I did that. And I was forced to backtrack to the hunter's hallway. I was able to do it no damage, but it's pretty risky. But the other two items that are mandatory to bring are the crank and the battery, and of course the grenade launcher with acid rounds. And that dodge is always the same. You just have to stick close to the left wall and the zombie will never grab you. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the run, you have to learn the pump cancel for this fight. When you regain control of Jill, equip the acid round and shoot him 3 times while you make the pump cancel. And then go down the ladder. Run straight until the camera change, aim and shoot. Yawn will always die with 4 acid rounds if you do it like you did. So 3 acid rounds at the beginning and just 1 when you go down the ladder. I really recommend it to learn the pump cancel. It's pretty helpful, and it's even more helpful for the runs of Chris. So this is the last room that you are able to use the mansion key, so you can discard it right now. So yeah, that's another important thing in this game. You are only able to discard items when the game allows you to do it. So it asks you if you want to discard it because you don't need more the item. But if you choose no, the item will stay on your inventory and you won't be able to discard it, so you are forced to go to an item box and save that item. So remember, there's a hunter in this hallway. You enter, equip the grenade launcher, aim and shoot. But sometimes the hunter won't die, like it was in this case. So what I do on my next runs is that I like to bring the shotgun to this part as well, in case that happens, in case the hunter doesn't die with one acid round. Most of the time we will die with one acid round, but some other time it won't, like in this case. And right now, when I come back to this part, I have to bring the magnum to kill him. And to dodge for the snakes like this, you just have to use the left stick and run like really close to the wall, and the snakes will never bite you on that part. In case you didn't kill them, right? Because if you kill the last 3 snakes, there won't be snakes, so the snakes doesn't respawn. If you kill them, the specific snakes that you kill won't respawn, so it's better to just kill the last 3 snakes, just in case. And with the shotgun it's pretty simple, to be honest. You can even kill 3 snakes at the same time if they are close enough.
Is that you, Jill?
So the crank hits on Enrico's body like on a range mode on the classic, but for Jill's scenario there's one hunter. You can just dodge that hunter if you keep running. The hunter will always scream before try to attack you. For these hunters it's a little more difficult, but what you have to do is stick close to the left wall and just make the curve as fast as you can, and the second hunter will always miss the jump. To be honest, I never got attacked on that part, on all the runs I make, at least on hard difficulty. So maybe it looks pretty sketchy, but it's not. It's very consistent. For the Black Tiger fight you need 4 magnum bullets. Just 4. So you can enter to the fight with the Magnum equip or unequipped. It's a little difference, but it's almost the same, to be honest. So when you regain control of Jill, just run straight to the left wall. And that's the best energy you can have. That Yawn, I'm sorry, the Black Tiger tried to attack you, but makes like a really long jump, and it misses because you are already on the left wall. But in order to trigger that, it's like you have to run first, like get close to the Black Tiger and then rotate to the left. Maybe you saw it. It's like you have to press the D-pad up button and right. But sometimes it can instantly throw you acid. But I think it's more consistent on 120 FPS than on 60. On 60 I make the same strat, but it's a little different. It's not like I get close to the Black Tiger first. It's like I directly go to the left. Believe it or not, Black Tiger is one of the bosses that can kill your runs pretty easily because of that. I just hate Black Tiger, to be honest. But I hate more the snakes. So the dodge for the hunters is the same dodge that you perform when you first enter to that room with the hunters. It's just the same. The combination for this puzzle is 4-2-3-1. And right there I fucked up, so, and it's because I didn't was comfortable with so fast text scrolling. Because this was one of my first runs with the simple Chinese text. So this is very important. You have to go first to the left and trigger Lisa, and then continue your pathing, because if you don't do that, Lisa will appear here and will cut your way. So on this section of the mines, it's pretty important to trigger Lisa where you want in order to, so you won't get cut by her. So when you get out, you have to go down and trigger Lisa on the left, and then go up and get out. It's pretty important where you spawn Lisa, if you don't want to get your way cut out.
Barry!
Because triggering Lisa on those places is the safest way you can do the whole section of the mines. Or at least of that part of the mines, right? So we are again on Lisa's labyrinth, and it's the same. You go up a little, go to the left, trigger Lisa and beat Lisa a little, and go to the pull lever, use it and continue your way. But instead of going to the part we go before, you have to go here and just use the broken flamethrower and get out. Simple as that. So the zombie that you left before here is still on the same place. I'm not really sure if that zombie can become a Crimson Head, but I think it can. If I remember correctly, on my first playthrough of this game, I kill that zombie and he becomes a Crimson Head. And the dodge for that zombie is just run straight. He will never grab you. Not even at 60 FPS. But yeah, I think that zombie, so the first zombie, can become a Crimson Head if you don't decapitate him or if you kill him. So remember, the hunter still hears. What I like to do if I didn't kill the hunter is go to the art room and then re-enter, and that will change the position of the hunter. The hunter will be in front of me now. And he takes 2 magnum bullets, unfortunately. Damn dude, that hunter was really tanky on this run. But yeah, that confirms that if you reset the room, you can reset the enemy HP values as well, like on the classic. Now I confirmed that. So it's like on the classic, you can reset the aggro of the enemies and even the spawn places in some cases. But you can reset the HP values as well. So if you waste certain amount of bullets on an enemy but you didn't kill the enemy, when you reset the room, the enemy will be again full HP, but your ammo will be gone. like on the classic. That's pretty good to know. So for Lisa's fight you need the Magnum, the blue and red book, the shotgun and shotgun shells. And if you want you can pick up the grenade launcher, but it's not really necessary. The best weapon you can have against this Lisa fight is the Magnum, because you can disable Lisa pretty easily if you know where to shoot her or when to shoot her. But because this is a D&D 5, we have to choose no when when Barry asks to get back his Magnum. So Barry's dead, by the way. And that dodge always works. Lisa will like always stand up there like an idiot and won't do anything. Right now, yeah, I didn't have a really good. I have a really good RNG, but not good enough. So I'm just baiting Lisa, where I can shoot her and make her fall. But yeah, that's the worst I can do, man. That's the worst because I think Lisa cannot hang on the edge of the platform, that part. Just on the left and on the right, not up or down. So I fucked up and I have to use Barry's Magnum. But that's the best thing you can do. You just let Lisa on the edge, and then continue pushing, and then repeat if Lisa is getting close to you or jump. But most of the time you will be able to push 3 stones before Lisa jumps. And it depends a lot where you stand up, if Lisa is far away from you or it's close, if Lisa will jump or not. And Lisa has different kinds of auto attacks, so you don't have to be close to her. That's the worst thing you could do. And you can even make her fall before the cutscenes if you want. But it's a different strat and it works with explosive rounds, I think, and with flame rounds as well. Like on the speedruns. But it's mandatory to push the stone, so at the end of the day it's the same. It's just safer to make her fall down earlier, but it takes more ammo. Alright, so the laboratory, the last section of the game. So for this ending you need the ammo discs, because you need to save Chris. So the item management, it's a little different. And because I encounter Crimson Head on the ending 6, I like to bring the canteen and the lighter, just in case. In case I won't be able to decapitate all the zombies. So just fill the canteen with the kerosene, equip the Magnum, and start shooting. Fortunately that zombie didn't die, so I have to use the canteen on him. On the second one as well. But keep in mind that you need 2 Magnum bullets, one for a Chimera and the other one for the Tyrant. So that's why I just started using the shotgun right now. And I wasn't lucky enough, man. I didn't decapitate any of the zombies, so I have to use, or I have to incinerate all of them. And one really good thing you can keep in mind. There's an animation that if you stand up while you are incinerating a zombie, it will look like you take damage, but the fire doesn't count as damage on you. so don't worry about it. Like for example, I'm incinerating this zombie. If I stand up close to him while he's on fire, Jill will make an animation like she's taking damage, but it doesn't count as damage, so don't worry. And let's see if I was lucky enough and I decapitate the zombie. Yeah, unfortunately. Diré? That's a Spanish word, I'm sorry. Thankfully, I decapitate that zombie. So the password is the same as on the classic. The login is John, and the password is Ada. But the second password is different. The second password is Cell. It's not Mall like on the classic. And you need to open both doors. It doesn't matter if it's if you don't need to save Chris or if you need to save Chris. You always have to open both doors. So right now I will go back to the item box and save the canteen and the lighter, because I need a space for the ammo discs and the laboratory key. In total you need 4 spaces, 3 for the ammo disc and 1 for the laboratory key. And the other 4 item slots you can use it for weapons. The last ammo disc is on this room, and the laboratory key as well. The password is 8462. You can erase if you mistake and press another button just with the menu button, I think. Yeah, I think it's with the menu button. So you activate the first ammo disc right here. What you have to do is enter to that part as fast as you can, and then go to the third one. Use the third one, not the second one. Then just run straight. And use the ammo disc as fast as you can, and get out. And do not go far right when you are on that ventilation space. Because if you go far right now, the Chimera will jump. And I laid a little and the Chimera jumped, but I was able to enter and the Chimera wasn't able to do anything. I just got out. It's pretty safe if you do it fast enough. There are shotgun shells on that room, but if you want to pick them, you have to completely change your pathing, because you will waste more time pushing the shell. And you have to kill the zombie because you will coming back to this place like 3 more times. But it's only good for 2 times, not for the 3rd one. So I like to walk, stick close to the wall, and then aim and shoot. 90% of the time you will kill the Chimera instantly. It doesn't matter if it's Barbie's Magnum or if it's the normal Magnum. The Chimera will always die with just 1 Magnum bullet. But sometimes the Chimera can be on the ceiling, and when you shoot, you won't hit the Chimera. If that happens, just shoot again, because sometimes the Chimera will land on the floor. But if on the second shoot the Chimera doesn't die, just reset the room. And keep in mind that the Chimera can make an auto attack when it's decapitated, when you kill the Chimera with the Magnum. So you don't have to be really close to the Chimera when you kill the Chimera. And because I don't have enough ammo, I try to kill him with the explosive round, but then I figured it out that I just need 1 bullet for the Tyrant. of Barbie's Magnum. So. Oh yeah, and I completely forget to tell you a general rule to know if a zombie is dead on the floor. It's that they have to start bleeding. If a zombie is bleeding on the floor, it means it's 0 HP. Here you can activate the second ammo disc, and the third one you activate it on the Chimeras section. Now you have nitroglycerin on your pocket, so you have to walk. There's a speedrun strat that you can walk 2 steps and run 2 steps. It will make it, of course, a little faster. But this is not a speedrun, so not necessary to make this part fast. The safest way is just walk. And there are percentage values of what you can make that increases, depends what you do. So for example, if a zombie grabs you, increases a percentage value, and it's the same if you shoot or if you run. I don't know the exact amount of percentage that it increases, but I think it exists a document that it tells you the exact amount of percentage, maybe on speedrun.com. But again, this is not a speedrun, so you can just walk. You don't have to worry about anything. And you can hear on this room a chimera on the left, but the chimera is far left, so it will never come to you. Don't worry. It's like just chilling on the left. And after you put the nitroglycer in, you can just get out. Oh well, continue your way, because you don't have to get out of the way. Just run, the chimera will never do anything to you. Here run straight, then go to the left, activate the ammo disc. I'm not stand up correctly, so that's why I wasn't able to use the ammo disc. And then bait the chimera auto attack. Just get close to the chimera and then go back. Oh no, you don't have to go back. Just run straight and then make a little curve like dodging the chimera, right? It's not really hard to perform, to be honest. And it will be easier if you have experience on the classic. Because chimeras on the remake are easier to dodge than to dodge on the classic. On the classic it's harder to dodge chimeras. Here it's like you just have to keep running no matter what. But yeah, that's the chimera section. So when you regain control of Jill, just take some space between you and the Tyrant, aim and shoot. The Tyrant will always die with just one bullet of Barry's Magnum. It won't take more. Right now you will have to save Chris. And I think there's one chimera that can trigger if you don't run correctly on one of the rooms. And I'm not sure if that happened on this run. Picking up these flame rounds, it's not necessary. Not at all. Because there are no more enemies, so I just do it because I was afraid. These were my first run, so I didn't have enough experience, to be honest. But yeah, one chimera trigger, as you can. I think it was because I was like a little to the left. You can find flame rounds on Chris's cell room if you want. But because you won't fight the Tyrant on the heliport, it's not necessary.
Jill,
Chris, you're okay.
glad to see you are too. Anything on Wesker?
We'll talk later. First, let's get going.
Come on, let's go.
But yeah, this is the end of the game. There are no more fights. So this was Resident Evil HD Remaster, getting the ending 5 with Jill Valentine, or also known as Bad Ending 1. Without saving and without taking any damage.
No, we've come so far.
We can make it. Jill, ladies first.
Chris!
Would you let me have my moments too?
All right.
Thank you very much for watching. Hope you learned, hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, you can leave the questions on the comments below. Or you can find me on twitch.tv/rsaurio or on Discord server of Team Hitless. I'll be happy to help you if you have questions with this run or any other run I make. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm Ares, and I see you next time.
You made it!
Jill, you did a fine job.